Hey everyone, it's Kaycienikole, and today I'm going to take us through a chair yoga class where the focus is going to be more on stretching and mobilizing, especially into our hips. So think lots of hips, lots of hamstrings. We'll get all that nice and activated as well. So prop wise, we are going to need 2 blocks potentially and a strap. These could be optional usage, but I find them to be extremely helpful for what we're getting into. You could probably get away with just 1 block as well. And yeah, we're going to get really deep into the body. We're going to get some of that blood flowing and get a little heat going as well. So take it at your own pace, but we're going to start off with just a few grounding breaths. So find your comfortable seat on your chair. Sit a little bit more forward so that your back is not against the back of the chair. And that way we can focus on lifting our spine and keeping it supported with those deeper core muscles. So go ahead and close your eyes here for a moment and feel your sits bones on your seat. So maybe lean back a little bit until you feel them firmly root down into your chair. And then lifting all the way up through the spine, up through the crown of your head, and then just let the shoulders relax down away from the ears. Relax all of your breath out. And then through the nose, take a slow breath in. Gather the breath from the belly, up into your rib cage, and all the way up into your chest. Holding it here, fully expansive through the lungs. And then open up your mouth and exhale, let it all the way out. Let's do that again. Slow inhale, breathing in gradually through the belly, expanding it up into the mid-torso, all the way up into the upper torso, the chest, the upper back, holding it here. And then open up the mouth, exhale, let it all the way out. Slow breath in, filling up from the bottom to the top. And as you reach the top this time, we're going to keep the breath through the nose. Exhale just as slowly, empty from the top all the way back down to the bottom. And go ahead and just relax your breath back in and out of the nose. And start to blink open through the eyes. Okay, we're going to start off with some simple seated cat-cow positions. So make sure you're seated forward so you have space behind you because the back is going to curl. Separate the feet about the width of the hips, hands cup over the knees. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, start to tuck the tail and lean back into it. Feel that curling of the spine. And then inhale, scoop your heart forward and up, lifting up through the chest. Feel your sit bones start to pull back, full extension. And then exhale, rounding again, tuck and curl everything in. Inhale, open, reverse the direction. Go ahead and just close your eyes and start to move on your own. Couple more rounds here. You can add in any specific movements that help you to ease into your body today. And then slowly make your way back into a nice neutral spine when you're ready. And then from here, we're going to separate the feet a little bit wider than the width of the mat. And as the feet open up, we're going to turn the toes out so we add a little more external rotation into the hips. And you can always adjust. You can walk your feet wider or find the distance that feels most appropriate. We're going to take the hands, create a C grip, and take the C grip over the tops of the knees. Try to straighten the arms as much as you can. And as the arms straighten, you're going to start to lean forward through the torso. And as you do, use the extension of your arms to start pressing the thighs out away from each other. Now, from here, you can open up the feet and you can find the placement that feels just right for you. Really extend the chest away from the hip line. And then you're going to slowly start to drop your right shoulder, opening your chest to that left side. So we're getting a nice little rotation, but we're also getting that nice opening into the inner hips and groin. Give yourself another breath or two here, in and out of the nose. And then slowly come all the way back up, leaning forward, dropping the left shoulder, turning the chest open to the right side. Maybe feel little cracks and pops in the spine. Slow your breath down in and out of your nose. One more deep breath here. And then slowly bring it all the way back up. Okay, so we're going to keep the legs nice and wide. We're going to work a little bit of some mobilization into the hips. So we're going to start with the left side, and that way you can see a little bit better. And then I'll do the right side second. So I'm going to keep my right leg grounded exactly where it is. If you need to adjust it, that's okay. But we want to kind of keep it open, which is going to help us to counterbalance and also kind of get out of our own way. So what we're going to do, bring your left leg to center. Okay, keep that right leg open. And then from here, keep the spine up nice and tall. You have the option of holding the back of the chair for a little added support to that structure of the spine being lifted. But otherwise, if you want to just focus on the core, keep your hands at your heart center. Okay, knee up, foot up. So as the foot begins to lift up off the ground, there's a natural tendency to want to lean back. Okay, don't lean back. Keep the spine upright. Use the hip flexors. Use the core to help lift. Now breathe wherever you are. You're going to start to open the knee out to the side, and you're going to draw a big circle. Try not to let the foot touch back down to the ground. And you're just going to find a big circle here. Keep the spine up tall. Deepen your breath. It's okay if your foot kind of grazes the ground, so long as we're not putting weight down into it. Okay, go ahead and reverse the direction of your circle. Whatever direction you were moving in, you're now moving in the opposite. Feel that heat building in your hip socket, all the way up into your core. Spine stays tall. One more here. Whew. And then set the foot down. Go ahead and stretch it out. Shake it out a little bit here. Okay. Now let's open that left leg back up. And this time we're going to walk the right foot around to the center. From here, spine stays tall. Maybe brace the hands behind you for a little added support. Hands can be at heart. Sometimes I just like to rest my hands down onto my waist. Whatever works for you. Spine stays lifted as you hover the right foot up. Knee lifts. Keeping the spine lifted, start to open it out and find those big circular motions. Nice range of motion. Not compromising here, not losing the integrity, but just isolating all of that goodness exactly where we want it to go. Deepen your breath, and then go ahead and reverse the direction. Use your breath to really kind of soften that intensity that you're feeling. Start to circulate some of that movement throughout the body. Nice. One more round. And then as you set the foot down, you can drop back into your seat, maybe lean back, stretch the legs out. Give them a good shake in here. Okay. Now, as you sit up, you're still sitting forward in your chair, but you don't have to be at the very edge. You're going to extend your legs out and kind of see generally where your feet are. We're going to do one leg at a time. We'll start with the left side again, since it's a little bit easier to see from where we're at. So I'm going to bend my right knee and set my foot on the ground. Okay, I'm not going to worry about my right leg as much right here. I'm going to focus more on my left leg. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place my block at its highest setting, and I'm going to bring it to that point where my heel is currently. So just replace where your foot is with the block. And then as you lean back, go ahead and bring your foot up onto the block. And then sit yourself back up. You can walk your hips back into your seat. You can even pull the flesh back or pull the sit bones back until you feel a little more stacked in your spine and the pelvis is a little more neutralized. So this might be right where you want to stay. Activate into your quads and reach out through the heel, toes pulling back. And already you're going to start to feel a lot of lengthening into the calves and up into the hamstrings. Okay. Now, this might be where you want to stay. If you're having a lot of rounding in your pelvis and in your lower back, you can even use the hands to kind of press down and help. Imagine you're trying to grow taller in your spine. That's really what we're looking for, and that's going to help stack the pelvis. Stay here, or don't curl the spine forward. Lead with the pelvis, tipping it forward over the leg until you find your edge. You don't have to go super far. Trust me, you're going to feel it. Okay. Especially if this is your first movement of the day, you're going to feel it probably a lot. But also sometimes at the end of a long day, we can feel our bodies tighten up. So just be easy with yourself here. Don't feel like your head has to reach your knee. Any of that. Take another breath. And then we're going to kind of play with this. Right now, we're feeling mostly just the flexibility on the back side of the leg. And then we're going to activate a little bit through the front. So lift the spine up tall. You can use the hands to brace behind you or even against the seat. Okay. What I want you to do without leaning backwards, activate the legs. So feel the quads fully engaged and imagine the quads tying all the way up into the hip flexors and into the core. Feel your belly button start to pull back to the spine and lift it up behind your ribs. And then from here, even if it doesn't lift, I want you to imagine trying to lift your heel up away from the block. Lift it as high as it feels okay. Keep the spine nice and tall. Don't lean backwards. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and set it down. Lift the spine. Stay here or fold over. Hold one breath. And then inhale, come all the way up. Find the support. Spine stays tall. Slowly hover the heel. Breath. Set the heel down. Lift the spine. And then exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, come all the way up, brace yourself, lifting the heel, and then slowly lower it down. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and just bend the knee, set the foot off of the block, lean back for a moment and just shake out your legs. Let's switch. So if you were to extend your right leg out, switch the block over to that right side. And then you can prop the heel up onto that block if you need to adjust it. Simple adjustments. Make sure it feels nice and stabilized. Left knee is bent, foot flat on the ground. Lift your spine. You can pull the flesh back, pull the sit bones back. Maybe walk your hips back in your chair if you need a little extra space. From here, long lifted spine, maybe push into the chair to find more length. Maybe you begin to tip forward, hinging at your pelvis, stopping when the back wants to round. Deepen your breath. Sometimes it feels nice. You can stay on the hands. Sometimes you can drop down onto your elbows. Make sure you're not pressing into your right knee. Deepen your breath here. Just one more before we start to do a little bit more of that activation. Slowly start to lift the spine back, upright. Spine stays tall. Maybe use the hands for support. Quad engages and try to lift the leg up away from the block. Even if it doesn't lift, it's still engaging the same muscles by trying. One more breath in. Exhale, set the heel down, lift the spine up, breath in. And exhale, hinging over. Let's take an extra breath here. Inhale, come all the way up. Maybe brace yourself. Exhale, lift. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower it down. Lifting the spine. And then exhale, hinging forward. Let's go through that one more round. Inhale, come all the way up. And then begin to lift the heel. Slowly lower it down. And then let's go ahead and release. You can set the block out of your way, drop back into your seat, and shake out those legs. Okay. So now we're going to get a little bit into our outer hips. So keep your legs extended. You can keep your hips kind of forward in your seat. And let's go ahead and cross the right ankle over the left ankle. Okay, cross it over. And then we're going to bend the knee and start to slide the ankle up the thigh. Try to get it above the knee if you can. Okay, and then we're going to bend that left knee and secure it on top into that figure 4 shape. And then sit your spine up tall. You can wiggle the hips back a little bit if you need to. And we're just going to hold this shape, feeling this nice opening into the outer hip and into the glutes. Lifting the spine, you can stay right here. Maybe prop your hands onto the chair for a little added support. Or you can slowly start to fold over the legs. Your hands can even drop down to blocks or to the ground, whatever is available. You can even walk your hands out. Give yourself a few breaths here. One more deep breath in and out of the nose. Slowly walking the hands all the way back up. And as you do, we're going to activate a little bit in here. Now, even if it doesn't lift, I want you to imagine trying to lift your foot up away from the thigh. Sometimes leaning back in the seat can help a little bit, but keep the spine tall. You're going to feel the knee wanting to lift a little bit too. That's okay. Lift it as much as you need to until you can try to feel a little bit of a hover. If it doesn't lift, it's okay, because it's the same muscle groups that start to activate. We're gaining progression. And then set it back down. Lift the spine tall. Now from here, you're going to take your right hand and hook it over the sole of your right foot. Long lifted spine, breath in. Left hand is going to hold the back of the seat or the edge of the seat. If you need to kind of rotate a little bit to find it, you can. Now take another deep breath in, lift. And then exhale, you're going to twist yourself open to that left side. Now you can take a few breaths here, just as you are. This is perfectly fine, okay? If you want a little bit deeper, you're going to take hands to heart center, and you're going to hook your right elbow to the outside of that foot. Long spine, and then press through the palms and rotate your ribs and chest to open. Couple more breaths wherever you are. And then slowly come all the way back up through to center. From here, we're going to lift the right leg, set the foot down. You can lean back and shake out your legs again. Legs extend. I'm going to go to the side of my blocks so I can kind of keep them where they're at. Left ankle hooks over the right, and then slide the ankle up, bend your right knee, and secure it into this figure 4 shape. Just begin to sit yourself up here, make any little fine-tune adjustments that you'd like. Spine stays up, maybe brace through the chair for a little added support, or begin to tip forward. Hands can rest onto the legs, or they can drop down in front of you to blocks, maybe even all the way down to the ground. Take it where it feels right for you at this moment, and just breathe into your hips. Feel into those spaces. Give yourself a few more breaths here. I'm going to set my blocks off to the side since I won't really be needing them anymore. Walking the hands all the way back up into your lap. So same thing, maybe the hands drop back for some support. You're going to feel the knee lift just a little bit until you can feel the activation into the hips to try to hover your left ankle right above your right leg. Even if it doesn't lift, activate the same muscles for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and place it back down. Left hand is going to hook over the sole of the foot. You can turn a little bit to the right if you'd like. Right hand grabs the back of the seat or the side. Long spine breath in, and then exhale, twist. Twisting to that right side, spending a few breaths here, or release the chair and your foot, hands to heart center, lift the spine, and then twist. As you lean forward, you can hook that left elbow to the sole of that foot, and then press through the palms and rotate open. Deep breath. One more here, wherever you are. And then inhale, come all the way back up through to center, unravel. You can slide the left foot off that right leg, drop back into your seat, lean back, and shake out your legs. Okay. We're going to finish off with one little sequence of movement on both sides. And this is where we'll probably want our strap. So if you are pretty good in your hamstrings with a hand to big toe pose, then cool. You can go ahead and forego the strap, and that's totally fine. Otherwise, I'm going to show it with the strap, and those following along can do it with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the strap down to the ground, and I'm going to start with the left side again. So let's bring it around the sole of your left foot, okay? And then you're going to you'll notice there's 2 ends of the strap. Take them both so that they're kind of to the inside of your left thigh, okay? Spine up tall. And then you're going to lift your left foot up and use your hands, walk them down the strap towards the foot to lift the knee as high as you can. You're going to stay holding on with your left hand, but your right hand can come to your waist. Just bring it to that right hip. Now, spine stays up tall. What we're going to do is we're going to kick that left leg forward and let the strap slide through the hand only as much as needed until the leg is extended in front of us, okay? Now, same thing. If you're going to do it without the strap, lift the left knee, peace fingers and thumb can hook around the big toe and extend the leg out, okay? Either option is just fine. Now, make sure you're not leaning backwards here. Use the core, lift yourself up, hold here for another breath. Now, the foot that's on the ground, open it a little bit to the right. So we're going to use that for a counterbalance. And then take your extended leg, your left leg, and you're just going to open it out to the left side. Deepen your breath. Maybe look over your right shoulder. One more breath here. Head comes back to center. Slowly bring the leg back to center. Now we're going to switch. Your right hand is going to now grab a hold of the strap wherever you can while keeping the spine straight and the legs straight. Now, once you're holding on with your right hand, take your left hand to your waist, lift the spine, and then twist to the left side. Your hand can stay at the waist, or if the chair is right there, you can just reach back and grab a hold of the chair and use it to offer some extra assistance. So lifting the spine and then twisting, rotate. Couple breaths. Bring it all the way back to center. Bend the knee, set the foot, and then you can unhook the strap from the foot. Lean back in the chair for a moment and just go ahead and shake everything out. And then we'll do that other side. So as you come up, bend the knees, feet on the floor. Take your strap down, bring it underneath your right foot this time. Take both ends of the strap to the inside of that right leg And then reach your right hand down. Walk your hands down the strap as you lift the knee as high as you can get it. Spine lifts tall. Hold on to the strap with your right hand, and your left hand can come to your left hip. Spine stays lifted, and then keep your knee up as you begin to kick your right leg forward. Let the strap slide only as much as needed until you can extend the leg fully out, keeping the spine fully lifted. Deep breaths here. Holding and breathing. You may even feel yourself wanting to lift it a little bit higher. Okay, now the foot that's on the ground, we're going to open it just a little bit wider to the side. And then take your right extended leg and open it out to the right. Remember, you can do this as well without the strap, hand to big toe. Take it to your variation. Maybe you look over your left shoulder here. And in case you don't know, this is standing hand to big toe pose, but just done from a chair. Okay, bring your gaze back to center. Bring the leg back to center. And as you do, keep the spine lifted. Now just switch your hands. Left hand holds as close to the foot as you can while maintaining the shape. Right hand releases, taking it to your hip. Lift your spine. And on your exhale, just start to twist open to the right side. Maybe your right hand grabs the chair if that helps. Otherwise, keep it at your hip. Lifting on the inhale and rotating on the exhale. Couple more breaths. Slowly bring it all the way back to center. You're going to bend the knee, set the foot to the ground, unhook the strap from the foot. You can set it out of your way. Lean back, extend those legs, and just kind of shake them out here. All righty. Now go ahead and sit yourself back up. Separate the feet about the width of the mat. Turn the toes out. Hands cup over the knees. And this time we're going to kind of move the knees with our body here for some cat-cows again. We're going to finish same way we started, but just adding on. So from here, inhale, you're going to scoop the heart forward and up and just begin to open up the knees, sit bones drop back. And then exhale as you curl the spine, tucking the tail, chin to chest. You're going to feel your knees kind of knock in. Inhale, scoop forward and up. Chest up, sit bones back. And then exhale, round and curl. Knees in. Inhale, open, knees wide. And just take a couple more on your own. And then come back to a nice neutral spine. Walk the feet back around until the heels are stacked underneath your knees. Spine lifts tall, shoulders drop down away from the ears. And we're just going to ground our breath, ground ourselves back in. So release your breath out. Take a slow breath in all the way from your seat to the crown of your head. And then open up the mouth and exhale, let it out. Deep breath in. Fill from the bottom to the top, from the roots to the crown. And then open up your mouth and release. Last one, we'll finish off through the nose. Slow inhale, breathing in, expanding out in all directions. And then keep the breath through the nose. As you exhale, gently melt the breath all the way back out. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a moment to just feel your body. Be grateful for the space you're in. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide today. Much gratitude from me to you. Open up your eyes whenever you are ready. So, I wanted to throw in some different movements than what I've done with you before in a chair yoga class. The thing about a chair is there's a multitude of different ways that you can use it. And so I think being creative and finding fun new ways to incorporate specific postures that you don't typically see in a chair kind of shows how much more accessible that they can become and how many different variations and postures we can bring into the chair yoga practice. So I would love your feedback. Share with me your experience or share with a friend that you think might enjoy. And I'm looking forward to practicing with you again soon. Thank you so much.